I met Joe Rogan yesterday. I was at a local grocery store called Prisma here in Finland. A big grocery store, kind of like the equivalent of like a Kmart or a Target or a Walmart in the US. And it's the last place I expected to see somebody like Joe Rogan. I didn't think Joe Rogan really traveled. I didn't think that that was something that alpha males did. I thought they just stayed home and lifted weights all the time. Um, I guess it doesn't really explain Andrew Tate, but we all know why Andrew Tate travels. Countries and their loose laws when it comes to, the age of consent. So naturally, Andrew Tate travels a lot. But Joe Rogan, news to me. Um, you're already probably not believing this, and that's okay. That's entirely okay. But when I explain it, my hope is that maybe you will go, "Oh, that makes sense," because it made sense to me when he told me. So I went to Prisma. My girlfriend needed some socks, and I'm a good boyfriend, so I went and I tried to find some socks for her. She has really huge feet, so it's hard to find them sometimes in the women's section, but I checked them anyway. Usually she wears like quote unquote men's I mean, socks are socks. For Christ's sake, men's socks, ladies' socks. A sock is a sock is a sock. As long as it doesn't have a hole, as long as it hasn't been used as a jizz rag, and as long as it's clean, who cares, right? All right. So I went down one of the aisles, not the sock aisle. I didn't know my way around this particular part of the store, and I'm browsing up and down the aisles, and I see a guy kind of, or just a person. I didn't know it was a guy at first. Just a person kind of like huddled over in with a hood over their head, and there was like a dress bit coming out of the bottom. It looked like they were really trying to hide from something or like ducking in cover. I'm like, well, this is interesting. I'm not going to approach the person and say, "Oh, hey, what's going?" So I just sort of casually walked by and I looked, and then I looked again. And I'm like, I couldn't help myself. Under normal circumstances, I would not call out a celebrity in public. It's just not me. I don't go chasing celebrities around with pen and paper like, hey, give me your autograph so I can turn around and sell it on eBay. Um, that's not who I really am. But I was just so stunned, and so I just said, "Oh my god, you're the podcast guy. You're the Fear Factor guy. You're the all meat diet guy. You're the alpha. You're the omega. You're Joe fucking Rogan. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh my god, I can't believe it." And he goes, "Shh." I'm like, okay, okay. Should I keep walking? He goes, shh. He like motions for me to come a little bit closer. So I come a little bit closer. He starts walking the other way, and he takes me to a dressing room. Now, dressing rooms, at least in this Prisma, they're pretty simple. You don't need to ask an attendant. You don't need to go and get a key for the door. It's just a cloth curtain. That's all it is. Which of course means more incidents of well, you don't want to hear some of the things that I've seen in these dressing rooms. Maybe you do. Maybe that's material for another video. So he just sits down on this little thing, and he takes his hood off, and sure as shit, it's Joe Rogan. And I'm like, Joe Rogan, what are you doing here in Finland? Like, of all places, and why are you in a dress? Wearing a dress. A nice yellow floral dress, and I thought it looked really good on him. I thought it really brought out the shine of his head. I said, "What are you doing here in Finland of all places?" He said, "I can't go trying on dresses in the US." Really hushed tone. I can't be myself in the US. I can't be myself in Canada. People are going to see me. So I looked at my statistics for the experience, his podcast. I looked at the statistics and I saw that Finland has like nobody listens to me here. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody cares. I have maybe 2 listeners, thousands of listeners here, millions of listeners there. So I'm here in Finland to be myself because I can be myself and I don't have to worry about people seeing me. I'm like, whoa, that's weird. What is yourself? The Joe Rogan that I've gotten to know and kind of not like, really not like over the years is this dude who laughs while people eat animal testicles. This dude who likes watching people punch each other in the face and espouses all meat diets and supplements and pushes and platforms all kinds of bullshit and bullshit people. Like, but this is not the Joe Rogan that I'm used to seeing at all. And he said, again, in like a really hushed tone, he's like, this is really who I am. I don't think you need to have big rippling muscles and an all meat diet and this you don't need a mentality to be an alpha male. You don't need any of this stuff. I like dresses. I like pantyhose. I like skirts. I like all of these things. I'm wearing panties right now, man. Never thought I'd hear that word out of Joe Rogan's mouth, panties. Oh my God. And I'm like, well, why? You could start a revolution in the United States. You show up on your podcast one day and you're wearing a dress and you got a doily on your head. I mean, you could really start something huge here. You could really do it. And he said, and he get a little bit louder. He's like, oh, you really think so, huh? You really think that I could just flush my career down the toilet like that? Is that really what you would like, huh? Is that really what you would like? He started getting closer and closer and closer, and I'm like backing off. I'm like, maybe I should leave. He's like, no, stay. And he like grabs me. He's like, no, stay. I can't believe I found, I never thought that I would see an American walking around here. You're a familiar kind of, I don't know you, but you're a familiar voice and tone of voice and accent, and just stay with me for a little bit, okay? Just stay here just for a little bit. Okay, I'll stay here with you, Joe Rogan. And we sat there in that dressing room and we talked for, I mean, it had to have been it felt like 5 hours, but it was more like, I don't know, about an hour. But we talked about so many things. I mean, we were just so simpatico, and I never would have guessed, like, Joe Rogan of all people, this bald-headed prick who I've been listening to spew so much garbage for so long, and it's like, no, he's not. He's got a kind heart. He's compassionate. He's got this more sensitive side to himself, and he's really in touch with his feminine side. He just can't break free from it because it would not be lucrative at all for him to do so. So I said, hey, look, Joe, it's been a really great talk, but my girlfriend's going to be looking for me. She's going to be wondering where I am, and an hour is pushing it. If I stay any longer, I'm going to be coming home to a frying pan being thrown at my head. So let's exchange numbers. Maybe next time you're in Finland, we can get together. He goes, no, none of that. No, I can't risk it. I'm like, dude, come on. I'm not going to like go off and post your phone number everywhere. It's like, I'm not that kind of guy. I think you're actually quite cool. It's like, the whole don't judge a book by its cover thing. And he just simply says to me that he just didn't feel comfortable doing it. And I said, okay, well, it was nice talking to you, Joe. I'll see you down the road somewhere, and best of luck living this lie that you live when you get back to the US. And he just sighs and goes, yeah, I know. The sponsors and everything, I can't risk it. I just can't risk it. And the alpha male thing, it's huge. It's huge. People, you won't believe how much money people send. You won't believe how much beef jerky people send me. How much free shit that I get. I get a free steak every day. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. See you later, Joe. And I turn to walk out, and I'm still trying to find these damn socks. I almost completely forgot why I was there. So I'm going up and down the aisles trying to find the socks. And I go up to one of the people in the Prisma outfit, and my Finnish is quite bad. So I just asked in English, I'm like, where are the socks? In fact, if I think about it now, it'd be something like Misa sukat on. Couldn't get it out of my head at that point. And they said, oh yeah, they're if you turn left where Joe Rogan is standing and you take another right, it's the aisle that has all of the dresses and the belts hanging on the end cap. And I said, oh, thanks. I'm like, wait, did you say turn left where Joe Rogan is standing? You knew he was there? You knew he was there this whole time? And, this was a pretty formidable looking guy. He was taller than me, big, beefy, burly guy. Looked to be about 250 pounds. He goes, yeah, man. And he lifts up something from his waistband, which I thought was going to be a gun for a second. And it's some floral women's underpants. It's like, Joe taught me the importance of being true to myself. And then he let them go, and then he just turned around and walked away. Like, a song could have started playing right there. It would have been just like the most perfect movie. Would have been the most perfect movie. And I turn around, and there's just like this gap. There's this gap in my memory from turning around, listening to that guy talk about wearing the panties, and getting back home, listening to my girlfriend read me, the riot act about not having the socks that I was supposed to go and get. I had nothing with me. In fact, I didn't even get home with my car. My car was still in the Prisma parking lot, and oh, I had a lot of explaining to do too, because I had like some mark right here on my neck, and that didn't look very good. And I smelled like some kind of perfume, and I was wearing a dress. I was wearing a yellow floral dress. I don't know what happened. Something happened. I'm too afraid to go to the hospital and tell them what happened, because I don't want to say, "Oh yeah, I was standing there with Joe Rogan and in the middle of Prisma. Oh yeah, laugh at me. Yeah, I can't do that." So I really need to try to figure this one out. It's really got me twisted. Then again, I guess after I upload this video, everyone's gonna know about Joe Rogan in Finland, but he's got, he'll just go on his podcast and go, "Oh, this guy, he's some leftist dude, and he's just lying for clout. He's just lying for clout." But when you hear that, know this: he's lying. He is actually a very compassionate, effeminate, beautiful, beautiful man. He's just scared. Aren't we all afraid of something? Like right now, for some reason, I've got this overwhelming fear that Joe Rogan is going to come and kill me. Have a good day, folks. True story, by the way.